This is my video on replacing the deck controllers on my Ryobi 480E mower with Flipsky 75100 VESC Pro. I purchased 2 of these from Amazon. This is the current price. I considered this unit, but it doesn't have Bluetooth. This comparison video shows the mowing speed of each mower without the blades bogging down in thick grass. If your connectors are good, cut off the red and the black ones at the green, and also the motor connector at the green terminal on the controller. Then you'll be able to splice them to the new controller. I use non-insulated butt connectors and shrink wrap to make the best connection. I use the tool shown to make the most reliable connections. This is my initial setup. My motor connectors were burnt, so I had to replace them. I used XT90 connectors to do the job. The 4 holes on the back of the housing are 3mm screws. For mounting, I completely covered the back of the controller with masking tape, poked holes in the 4 bolt holes, then transferred the masking tape to my mounting bracket, then drilled the holes. The PTO or deck switch wiring. First connect the 2 5-volt leads together, and then splice on another length of wire about 2 foot long. That'll go up to the PTO switch. This is the switch connections right here that I made. The other wire comes back down to the controller, and you tie that one into both of the ADC 1-wire connectors. As you can see there, it's a white wire. The battery connection, I'm doing it similar to the ZT mower. It's also, the ZT mower uses XT90 connectors, but I made a jumper harness that goes from the XT90. It goes, one side goes to the solenoid here, the other one goes to the negative battery terminal. I'm not using the factory harness at all for power. I mounted mine on a piece of aluminum I had, and then you can see I just used a couple of screw holes here and there to mount them to the mower. Okay, this is a video for programming the deck controller. As you can see, I've got 2 deck controllers and a drive controller. I'm going to do set up the motors. On your first setup, you can click no. I'm going to go ahead and click yes, because I've done this before. Pick the generic motor. Click next. Scroll up to the large inrunner motor. Click next. Click yes. Click on the battery type, which is, in my case, it's a lithium-ion battery. The number of battery cells in these batteries are 15. Battery capacity, my battery is 100 amp hours. Click on the advanced button. Click on the max button first. 250. Maximum battery current regen. That is the maximum charging capacity of the battery minus 100. So those settings are good. Hit next. The motor's direct drive. Set the wheel diameter at 483. The motor poles at 6. The wheel diameter and the gear ratio and all that will just set blade tip miles per hour. Should end up being a little under 215. Hit run detection. I don't have my controller set up on the CAN bus, so click that off. Hit processing. This takes a little while. Makes that funny squealing sound. It'll spin the blade slowly. Waits for the blade to stop. Then it'll send a little pulse forward and reverse. And the detection result, 112 amps. That's the main thing you want to remember. I'll get into that as we go along in the setup. Now you can test the blade to make sure it's spinning the right way. Hit the forward button, watch the blade, make sure it's spinning the right direction. If it's not, you can hit the inverted button, hit finish, and that part's done. Then you go to set up the input. Hit next. ADC input. Move the throttle. And in this case, the throttle is going to be the PTO switch. You just turn it on and then turn it back off. And then you click apply and write. And then you hit next, and then you hit control type, and you want to go current reverse button brake center. Because what this does is it applies regen to the blades when you turn them off, so it stops them a lot faster. And then you hit down here, right configuration. Then tap finish. Then you go over here to motor config. Each time you make a change on a page, you must hit the right button or it will not save the settings. So this page is all good. Let's go to the general button first and look at additional info. The motor poles are 6. The gear ratio, the wheel diameter is correct. The battery type is correct. It didn't set the cell series correctly, so I'm changing that. And my battery capacity is good. Hit the right button. This slow ABS configuration issue will be corrected in future settings. That's the additional information. You go back to general, Hit the second row of general. Hit the current. This will show the current motor max. Set the current motor max up by 10 amps for easier motor startup. I found that 30 amps is sufficient. It stops the blade within like 5 seconds. Absolute maximum current, yeah, you don't want that. I'm going to set it at like 150. Slow ABS current limit, we want to turn that off. Maximum battery current amps. Maximum regen. It should only be 100 because that's how much the battery will accept charging. And then click right. Go to voltage. Okay, the battery voltage cutoff start is what this does. This limits the voltage to the controller when the battery gets to 51 volts. You don't want that. You want to set it at 49 volts. And then cut off end. That's when the blade will actually cut off at a certain battery voltage. This is like the return to home mode. I'm setting it at 48 volts. So the blade will cut off when the battery gets to 48 volts. Hit the right button. Okay. Voltage. Now we're going to go to the RPM. We want to set the RPM, the maximum ERPM to 11,000. This is approximately 3 times the actual RPM of the motor due to the 3-phase motor. ERPM reverse. I'll just set it at 1,000. ERPM limit start. You want to set that at like 95%. Oops. And then click right. Then go back up here. The wattage we aren't going to do anything with. The temperature we don't do anything with. The BMS we don't do anything with. Advanced. We'll take a look at that real quick. That's the lowest voltage it'll operate. That's the highest voltage it'll operate. The minimum duty cycle, maximum, all that. That's all okay. So we've been through all of that. Come back over here to real-time data. If the real-time data does not work, turn the VESC app off, turn the mower off, and then turn everything back on. Turn the deck on. And those are the 2 real-time data screens that you'll be used to looking at.